Joe Leigh here for SecondsOut. Eddie Hearn joining me now. That press conference was exciting. It was close to kicking off.
Yeah, it was a great presser. I mean, especially when it's sort of heated like that, but without any fines or any damage to any furniture. But it's a big fight, a lot on the line. You know, Pulev's trying to push the buttons of Derek Chisora, and I think we're going to see a great heavyweight fight on Saturday.
Do you feel like that? What just happened at the presser is going to be a good thing for Derek, obviously getting in?
Because I think he needs to switch on. He needs to be aggressive in the fight, and he's up for it. You know, he's rattled, and he wants to go to war, but he's got to do it from the first bell, like he said.
Buatsi Richards was the last time we were at this venue for a press conference. Buatsi Bivol 258 teased a fight with him. How close are we to that?
It's a long way to go, but we are talking about that fight. It's a fight we'd like to make. We've also got Callum Smith ready to go for that fight. He has the final eliminator as well, but hopefully we can make Bivol against Bivol against Buatsi later in the year.
How likely is it that Callum Smith has that fight?
He could fight Bivol as well. You know, we'll talk to both of those guys and see what happens.
Tyson Fury, obviously, he looks like he's going to be coming back. Just from a wider perspective, who, if he does, would you feel like would be the best for him to face coming back?
Just AJ, really. I mean, you know, AJ is the biggest fight out there for him. I believe AJ beats Usyk. If he does, that's undisputed, be the biggest fight of all time.
Joe Joyce obviously fought last weekend as well. Thoughts on his performance, what he could do in the heavyweight division?
Look, Hammers was just a routine win for him. Joyce is a good fighter, very strong, very tough, great engine, but he has to fight proper opposition. You know, he's a world-class fighter that's not fighting world-class opposition. You know, Dubois is still questionable whether he's world-class, but that was a good win. But who else is he going through? Hopefully they can land him the big fights.
Obviously you own Matchroom. How do you compare your stable to Frank Warren's?
Like Tesco versus the shop on the corner.
Just Tesco versus the shop on the corner?
Yeah, I mean, it's just different level. I mean, you're talking about a global powerhouse against a British promoter, a very, you know, a legendary British promoter. But, you know, obviously, when you talk about the strength of the global stable, you know, it's not comparable.
Obviously, with Canelo that you do have in the stable, how much of a beneficiary has he been to the business?
Two biggest stars in the sport, you know, Anthony Joshua and Canelo Alvarez. You know, and beneath that, Katie Taylor and many other world champions around the world. So, but of course, you know, Canelo Alvarez, probably the biggest draw in world boxing, is a matchroom fighter, and that's a massive asset to the team.
I know we've got to finish this now. Just the last question on Canelo. We've seen a different kind of spite from him this time. How genuine is that? Unbelievably
genuine. He wants to take Gennady Golovkin out of the sport. He wants to beat him up and knock him out, and he said he's going to have great pleasure in doing so. It's going to be a great fight. Golovkin's well up for this fight, and I think you're going to see a war September 17.
Will he take him out of the sport?
I think it's a tough fight. I think the two great fighters, and may the best man win.
Thanks so much.